Thank you, Chairwoman Walorski and Ranking Member McGovern, and thank you to the witnesses for joining us. As we know, food insecurity is a critical issue throughout this nation, which is why SNAP plays a crucial role in connecting families with accessibility to healthy and nutritious foods. Before I ask a question, and I may only get to one, I wanted to first take a few moments and talk about recently. I went through the SNAP challenge with my wife. Alicia and I completed it a few weeks ago, following in the spirit of Ms. Del Bene and Ranking Member McGovern. My wife Alicia and I in the district lived on $4.73 a day, which is the average amount for an adult CalFresh SNAP recipient. We chose to do that to learn more about the 30,000 families in my district who experience food insecurity every day and to raise awareness for hunger and nutrition. We started by going to the store on Sunday and used the $66 amount in food to get us through the entire week. We understand that SNAP is meant to be supplemental, as Ms. Tussler mentioned, but for many families, SNAP makes up the majority of their food budget, so we felt it important to try to live on just the SNAP budget. As we shopped, we were conscious of our budget and the balance between what was healthy and what was affordable, and for us that put a premium on planning 21 meals at one time. I did this challenge for 1 week, but for tens of thousands of families in my district and thousands of families throughout this country, they struggle to make that budget and to plan their meals, and they struggle with food insecurity every day. Oftentimes they're working multiple jobs and they're pressured to choose between what is nutritious and what is affordable. And even then, they still go to bed hungry or wake up hungry without an end in sight. I shared my experience with my constituents on Facebook and social media, and the local newspaper ran columns each day about my experiences. A few of the biggest concerns I found throughout this challenge focused in two areas. One was the concentration of families who may qualify for SNAP but are unaware that it is available to them, as some of the panelists have mentioned. And the second was communication between government and recipients so that families understand their food options and have an opportunity to better plan those healthy meals. In the city of San Bernardino, where I represent, 37% of the population relies on SNAP to help put food on their table. I'm sure that number is pretty close to what Mr. Nader sees in Detroit and other communities around this country. These families deserve access to healthy planning for their households. For example, seeds can be purchased with SNAP funding, something I'm sure many recipients are not aware of. Given the large, so here's my question, and I'd like to hear from Mr. Nader and Ms. Tussler. Given the large enrollment gap we see in districts like mine, what types of resources can Congress and anti-hunger organizations provide to help alleviate food insecurity in communities where people are living below the poverty line, but have not applied for SNAP assistance? How can we help those families overcome that stigma or that barrier to register for SNAP?